Good morning, good afternoon. It is Motivational Monday. Come on down. Look at my puffy hair. Come on down. I've got sprinters. I've got not sprinters yet. We'll change your mind on that. Come on in, everyone. Welcome. It's Monday. There's Melanie. Hi, Melanie. I know all my girls are coming in. Here they come. Ding, ding, ding. Love to see everybody coming in and getting ready for this wonderful day. Hi, Trisha. How are you? It's time, guys. Let's go. Let us go. Let's get this done. I see Marianne and Sarah. Come on in. Where are my sprinters? And there she is, Cassie and Sandy. I love it. Here we go. Cynthia, hello. I'm just putting a post right now in our Facebook group. Come on in. Trisha said she is motivated. Are you motivated today? Are you? Let's go. Donita said she's ready. So is Joanne. Well, if you guys are ready, then I am too. And so is Deborah. Deborah's there as well. I just put a notice in the sprint group and told everybody to get on over here. Let's get motivated. There's Tammy and Robin, Lynn. Lynn, I'm going to be seeing you later on today. So guess what? Guess what today is, guys? Cindy is sprinting too. Thank you for sharing, Cindy. I appreciate that. And Patricia. All right, you ready? This is it. Let today be the day you give up who you've been for who you can become. How do you like that? Do you like that? Do you like the idea that every day is a fresh start, that you can have whatever you want? I love that. We can have whatever we want, you guys. It's just a matter of what we're doing to get there. You know, we can't do the same old thing every single time and expect different results. Einstein said that is the definition of insanity. And this is why our habits are so important. This is why last Thursday, I did my whole thing. I did my workshop on taking back your life. And we still have this available by PDF. I do not think the hard copy is available anymore. Hi, Vanessa, I see that. I see you here. But you know, here's the thing. When we can develop habits, and that's what we're going to talk about today, because habits are motivating, especially when we create good habits. This is what creates the goal. These are the steps that get us to the goals that we have. We can't just keep doing the same things and expecting that anything's going to be different. You guys know that. Let me ask you a question. How many people here believe that if you keep driving through McDonald's for lunch every day, that you're going to meet your weight loss goals? Yeah, you think you can do it there? You know, that Big Mac or quarter pounder, whatever it is that you order, even the salad. I'm sorry, but we have to change things. We cannot do the same things over and over again. We cannot eat fast food and expect to get excellent health. You know, think about the things that we swap out. You know, we swap out staying up late into the night watching YouTube videos endlessly and playing games on our phone. And guess what we're going to get instead? We're going to get instead better sleep. How do you like that? When we swap out bad habits for good habits, we start getting the better things that we want. We start getting the things that we desire. You know, we never get the things that we desire unless we work for them. They don't just land on our plates. They don't just land on our heads and just say, thunk, here we are. Don't you wish? Wouldn't it be so much easier? But it doesn't work like that, does it? The way it works is that we have to work it. We have to work it. I've never seen it any other way. Every time I've gotten good results in my life, it's from the good habits that I've formed. Every single time. Your habits equal your life. Think about that. Let me say it again. Your habits equal your life. So if you don't know how you're spending your time, well, first of all, you can go to savingdinner.com time and do a timesheet. See where you're spending your time. Be honest with yourself. Be honest, because if you are spending your time on just wasting your time, frittering away God's gift to you, that time that he's given you is a gift. And if you're not spending it in a useful manner, if you're not spending it in a way that is somehow building up some part of your life, you're wasting it. Wasting is basically taking advantage. Wasting something is basically saying, I really don't care. Throwing trash out, for example, onto the highway is saying, I don't care. You know? Any kind of thing, when we are in this place of looking at what our habits are, and we see a place where our habits are not helpful, we have to rethink them. Everything needs to be looked at. Everything. Because if we are just spending our habits on just dumb stuff that is mindless and mind-numbing, then we are spending time building something that has no value. And your life has value. Our lives have value. Everyone's life has value. All we have to do is start living it in that fashion. And that's why habits are so critical. That's why we talk about building a morning ritual and an evening ritual. Marla calls them routines. I've taken them to this place of creating something different and calling them rituals. I've taken it up to there because you know why? I look at my morning routine as something that is sacred, as something that is important, as something that's going to set me up for the habits and the life that I want to lead. Bingo. That just changes everything. Mimi says 30 days to change a habit of any kind, or is it more than 30 days? You know, Mimi, this is such a good question. And I read something great, and I wish I could tell you who the author of this was, but they said a habit is lifetime. Because if you break a habit, you're breaking how you've set up your life. Think about it. Our habits set up our lives. Our habits are what sets us up for either a great success or dismal failure. And the stuff in between where you really can't assign a value to it, well, what's it doing for you? Really, our lives have the ability to completely, our habits rather, have the ability to completely change the trajectory of our lives at any point. At any point, it's a decision. This is part of the decision matrix. Our decisions, whether we make them or not, are the things that are going to move that ball down the field. We can't opt out of decision making, because even when we don't make a decision, that's a decision in and of itself, isn't it? If we decide, well, we're not going to make a fuss about maybe our spouse wanting to drive through, McDonald's or whatever. But you can pipe up at any time and just say, that's just not working for me. It's not make a fuss at him, not be, a jerk about it, but just say, let's do this instead. Let's hop over to the grocery store, get a rotisserie chicken, get a salad, a big plastic tub of salad, and let's do salad at home with some chicken. Let's do that instead, because it's going to be that much better for you. It's that easy. And Joanne is exactly right. You have to replace a bad habit to a good habit. Yes, you do, because nature abhors a vacuum. We know that, right? We know that. So if nature abhors a vacuum, then what are we going to do about that? We're not going to leave that sucking vortex in the middle of our life, are we? We're going to fill it with something. My suggestion is that we fill it with something that has value and meaning and promotes the life that you want to live. I'm always asking you the question, is this creating the life that I want to live? Is this creating the life that I want to live? It's simple. It is that simple. And when we look at this and we start doing these things on a daily basis, we get momentum. And that's just taking advantage of physics, right? It's taking advantage of physics. Because when we have this thing, when it's going, and when we've seen that domino, we push that domino and all those other dominoes start to fall, we start to feel like, hey, we've got this. This is pretty good. We have to be careful of being arrogant, of course, because, arrogance leads to, oh, I've got this, no worries. And then, you gain all the weight back. But if you can look at it and be very proud of yourselves and give yourself that check mark and keep going. That's when you know that your habits are working for you, and you have to evaluate them at all times. Or you piggyback habits on top of one another, things that make sense. You move things so that your eyeballs catch the things that it is that you want to do, like what I do with my supplements. And by the way, if you're a sprinter, I am going to be doing a whole supplement thing today. Let me see what time, because I have a bunch of stuff. Around 4 o'clock Eastern, okay, 4 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 Eastern, right around there. But just be in the sprint group and I will show you exactly how I do my supplements, because this is part of my habit building. This is part of the good things that I'm doing for myself and helping to support my body. And we all have to do that. We have to support our bodies in some way or fashion. And you know, without a shadow of a doubt, that you are not going to run on garbage. You don't. You don't. The only thing that garbage is good for is being burned up or in a trash or being recycled or something. Garbage doesn't work in humans. We've proven that over and over again. You have to be fed in a way that's going to fuel your life. You have to be fed in a way that will fuel your life and give you the things that you need so that you can have the hair, skin, and bones that you want, the body inside that you want. You want to get rid of the pain. You want to get rid of the inflammation. You don't want to be wearing plus-size jeans for the rest of your life. You know, maybe, or maybe you do, or whatever. But the point is that you need to be building a life that's going to work for you, a life that you're proud of, habits that you want your children to pick up on. And this is how it works, guys. This is just simply how it works. And it's not hard. It's not easy, but it's not hard. It's really simple to figure out. And then you just have to implement it. And the thing that I look at is if you can do the morning part and you can do the evening part, then the middles take care of themselves, because there builds some momentum. You feel really good about the fact that you've fasted as long as you have, and that you're drinking your water, and that you're taking your supplements, and that you're exercising and moving. All of these things build and create the life that you want. All of these things are the habits that are the building blocks for exactly the life that you want. There you go. Mimi said it. A life that you're happy with emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Because you build it all in, don't you? That's part of your habits. And that's what you get to do. And if you've got Take Back Your Life, and it's a PDF, I don't think we have any hard copies left. But if you have the PDF, you can copy that off as many times as you want. You can make as many mistakes as you want. And I just want to say this. It is not a matter of perfection. It's a matter of excellence. And you know how excellence is built? It's built by habit. It's built by trying it out and creating and readjusting. And when we can take the emotion out of it, massively important, and stop beating ourselves up for not doing it perfectly, and just look at, gosh, this is what's going on. This didn't work. So what do I need to do in order to change that? You know, it's amazing what happens when you can look at things and just examine things as if it's not yours, as if it's not your life, but it is instead just an examination. Is this strategy working? Is this morning routine good? Or is there too much stuff on here? Do I need to change this up? Can I piggyback something? What can I do in order to recreate this and make this work for me? Maybe I've got too much stuff here. Maybe I don't have enough things. Maybe I need to eliminate this and replace that instead. Play with it. See what works for you. Because this is the thing that I know, that when you are working on getting it better for yourself to work out for how it is that you want to build your life, then the solutions come. You don't have to be freaking out going, I just don't know how, I just don't know how. Don't worry. Do you know why? Do you know why you want this to be this way? Do you know why? Do you know why you want to lose weight? Is it because you want to feel better? Is it because you want to get rid of the pain? Is it because you want to be more active in your life with your kids, with your grandchildren, with your family? Why? Your why is enough to fuel it and get you to the how. Think about that. The how doesn't have to show up and magically whack you upside the head. The how shows up when you pursue your why. When you pursue your why and you keep working on it. Is this working? Well, no, that's not working. Maybe I just need to kind of readjust things here a little bit. and not freak out about it. It's not a freak out thing. It is a thing of creating the life that you want to lead. I love this. Oh, what was this that I love what Barbara just said. I am inventing a clearing for my life. Well-being is a clearing for life, making choices for living. That is exactly it. When we can clear out the junk and the peripheral, dumb, stupid stuff that we all do, by the way, I'm not beating you up. We all have something in our lives that just needs to go, that we're wasting time on, that just isn't profiting us in any way, shape, or form. And if we can get rid of that stuff and bring in instead those things that create that beautiful life that you want, we're winning. That's excellence right there, by the way. That's what excellence does. Excellence propels us to keep examining. You know, what is it? Oh, I can't remember who said it. An unexamined life is not worth living. I think that was Socrates. But an unexamined life isn't worth living. And if we are living our lives in our subconscious, where we're just automatic pilot on everything, and I talked about that in the workshop, by the way. If it's just everything is automatic pilot and we're not bringing anything to the forefront and we're not looking at what it is that we can do to correct some stuff that's not working for us anymore, that's the unexamined life. And we don't want to come to the end of our days and say, oh, you know, I could have done this and I could have done that and I wish I'd had more time. I like the fact that we have the opportunity every single day when we wake up in the morning, every single day when we're having a moment of reflection in the afternoon, and every single night when we go to bed at night, that we can do a little bit better next time. We can do a little bit better on one thing or one thing over here. And that is not perfectionism, you guys. Perfectionism is paralysis of not being able to do anything. Paralysis of just saying, I'm not going to do it because I'm going to mess it up. I had somebody say to me they didn't want to mess up their journal. Well, you know what? That's why I give you PDFs. Okay, I understand you don't want to mess up your journal, but there's two solutions to that. One is use a pencil. I am the queen of pencils. I don't know where my pencil is right now, but it's around here somewhere. There it is. Look, pencil. See that? Eraser on the end. That's God's gift right there. I need pencils all the time. I usually use a pencil, rarely use a pen anymore because I love these great big things. They're kind of triangulated, you see, so they hold well, and they're probably for little kids. But for this big kid, I like them. And it's got a gigantic eraser on the bottom, right, on the end. So if I use a pencil, I can erase what I did so I don't have a big mess in my journal. The other thing is if you've got a PDF, you can print it off on any time, at any place, and as many as you want, and keep working it until you get it to where you want it. Then you can put it in your pretty little book. But this is how we build a life. Our lives are built by the quality of our habits. Just that simple. Our lives are built by the quality of our habits. Everything is worth examining. Everything. And your motivation for doing that is to live the life that you want to create so that you can be more in your life. You can be more with your children, with your grandchildren, at your job. You can do a better job. You can enjoy your home, your life, your family, your friends, your community. You can give more. You know, the thing that what happens so often with a lot of us is that we give more than we can get, than we should be. We haven't taken enough time for ourselves. And if we can take enough time for ourselves, that includes our self-care, that includes fueling our bodies the way that we need to, and taking care of our environments, our homes, our jobs, then we can add in the volunteer stuff, which is also a feel-good thing, and which is also just, it expands the borders of our hearts. It expands the borders of our souls, our minds, and it's giving to the community. I love that. We should all give to our communities, but not until we have everything else in order. The thing we have to look at is when we volunteer away our lives, we haven't yet created habits for a life well lived for ourselves and for our families and for the people who are closest to us. When we put the cart before the horse, you know, it's just very important that everything is done decently and in order. That's a Bible verse. You know, we have to do that. when we do it in order and we take care of our things, when we are settled ourselves and we have a meditative practice and we're praying, prayerful, and we're seeking God in what we do in our lives, and we are there for our families, and we have relationships that are rich and wonderful because we have put in the time for them. You know, relationships don't just happen. You have to work for them. You have to do things for them. You have to go above and beyond sometimes, don't you? You know, I sent an email. I got this in, my memories, and I got this thing back on my I did an essay on love. And I said that love is rubbing those stinky feet, your spouse's stinky feet, when you'd really like to have yours rubbed. That's love. Love are little acts of service. Love are words of affirmation. Love is doing things that maybe you don't just exactly want to do, but you do them for your spouse anyway. And, of course, that's within the healthy bounds, of course, right? But this is how, if we operate, can you imagine if we operated off this healthy habit mindset, how our lives are going to so dramatically change? And that's the whole idea of setting up 2020 like this. We want to set 2020 up to be the most incredible year yet. And here we are in the holidays, which for so many people, it's just like, well, after the holidays, I'll think about eating well. In the meantime, there's 3 weeks left in this year of just building in all that holiday eating and sugar and inflammation and regret. And we say no to that, we who sprint. And as a matter of fact, if you go to savingdinner.com/sprint, you can join today. It's a day, we've already started, but I'm going to tell you what, you are going to get so supported and so incredibly clear on what a good healthy habit to do is, which is getting rid of the inflammation. Inflammation is harmful. There is no inflammation that I can think of on this earth that's going to help you out. So anyway, all right. So guys, let's get busy. Let's make a deal here that we're going to create the healthiest, most wonderful habits that we can create for 2020. Let's do that. We can start now. We're practicing right now. Use your PDF. Use the time blocking sheet. Start practicing right now so that when it's January 1st and it's the first day of the year, I'm going to say that you're going to go absolutely boing, because everything is set up for you already. Everything is set up. You've already practiced this. You've already, worked out the kinks. And you know exactly what it's going to do, what you need to do in order to create the life you want to create. You already know because you're doing it. You've been practicing all December. And you're with a group of women who've been holding you up and encouraging you and supporting you all the way. And you're here, which is saying something. You're here, which is saying a lot. And you're throwing down the hearts, which is saying a lot. And I appreciate that. And you share these videos. You have, Facebook watches or whatever those are, those watch parties. But you know what? This is how we create the exact life we want to live, right? The exact life we want to live. And that's exactly what I want for you. And that's the motivation for Monday, right there, in a nutshell. So go get them, Tiger. Stop waiting on the sidelines. It's never going to come to you on the sidelines. If you're going to play in the game, you have to get up off the bench and get out onto the field. That's how it works. That is how it works. And we've got all kinds of things. I've got so much to share with you on how to make this happen. All you have to do is get into the sprint group. This is where we do the juicy stuff, right? And it's free, for heaven's sake. savingdinner.com/sprint. I'm going to be telling you all about like glycozyme, by the way. Glycozyme, that's our newest supplement. I'm going to tell you all about that. I'm going to tell you about everything that we've got going on. And I'm going to show you how to use supplements. I'm going to do everything. But you just have to be there, that's all. You just have to be there. This is the Saving Dinner group, which is a great group. We get dinner on the table. We've been doing it for 19 years. And you know what? Life is wonderful when you get to do your heart's desire, when you get to, I've been able to create a career that I never would have created had I not had the habits in my life that I have established over the years. Had I not gotten my house straightened up, had I not done so many things that I've done in my life, I'm no longer 237 pounds and filled with inflammation. I am no longer living in a house that I'm ashamed of. I am no longer living in a life and in a body with relationships that are all broken and awful, because this stuff works. What I'm telling you about works, and I'm living proof. I live it, I breathe it, and it works. That's what I want for you. This is the peace that passes all understanding. Is when you can stand to live in your own body and you can feel good about what it is that you're doing. And that excellence is more your way than it was ever before. Every single day is excellent. How about that? I say yes to that, don't you? Yes, and amen. That's how it works. So for today, Motivational Monday, I wish you the best week ever, 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 and start writing these things out, okay? And if you're not in the sprint group, you're going to miss my live later, about 4:30 today. It depends on, I have to just check my calendar because I've got a bunch of consults coming up with my hot milk clubbers. But I'm telling you, I will be in the sprint group. I will have all of the supplements lined up. I'm going to show you exactly how to use them and how I do it with all the hints and all the stuff. Yay! Let's do it. Thanks so much for joining me today. Peace out, and I really, really love you all. Talk to you later.